I read Beowulf, adapted by Julian Glover. Sorry for looking down, I have the book right here. Know what I'm saying? This is a book that I had to read because I went to school just like everybody else. It was one of our required readings. I didn't read it. If it's a required reading, how comes I didn't read it? Because I didn't pay attention in school, and the whole last 2 years of school I did at home because of the pandemic. Thank God. I cheated through all of it. I can say this because I don't think it matters anymore. It's not like college, because if you cheat in college, then it's like they can take your shit away. I don't think you can take away a high school diploma, but maybe they can. That'd be pretty crazy if they did. That would suck, but I don't really care. I have to consciously stop saying UH. Instead of adding filler words, I'm supposed to pause. I don't have something to say, or when I'm trying to think of what I need to say. I gotta work on that. Essentially, I have 3 books that were bought and paid for by my mother for no reason, because I didn't read them. But they were required reading, and she was like, school was so important to her. She was like, school matters and all this good stuff. And I was like, I'm not gonna do anything with this. I don't care. But she bought the books anyways. So I respect that. And in my mind, I was like, how do I take advantage of this, right? I work a job where sometimes I have to sit around for long periods of time waiting on people before I can start actually working. So I was like, it is in places where I can't like charge my phone because I'm sitting in my car in like the middle of nowhere. So I was like, what can I do that's like offline that I can still entertain myself while I'm waiting to do my job? Read books. I know it's not revolutionary, it's normal. But the first book that I decided to read was this because it looked interesting. And it was the only book that I was actually interested in, because a little fun fact about myself, when I was younger, I was extremely into, what is it called? Mythology, Greek mythology specifically, Greek and Roman mythology. I used to go crazy. I used to read all that stuff. That's how I knew about Julius Caesar. I know I just said M instead of UH. I just realized what I did. That's crazy. I gotta work on that. But Julius Caesar was somebody I ran into one time in a library. Not literally, but I ran into a book about him. I thought it was really cool. And that's what got me into like mythology, because Julius Caesar was, I don't know if he was Roman or if he was Greek. He was one of them, and that introduced me to like that historical period. And then they had like the gods and all that other stuff. I started getting into that, and then one day Beowulf appeared on my TV screen. As you can see right here, I'm showing a little clip from the movie. That's the first time I saw Beowulf. That's not Beowulf, that's Grendel, if you know anything about anything, right? I thought Beowulf was a part of like their mythology. I looked it up, I did my research. He has nothing to do with them. So then I didn't care anymore. But it just like, that like stuck with me. The movie clip stuck with me because I saw it and I was like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? I'm about to throw a counter right here. No. Right here? Yeah, I'm about to throw a counter right here of how many times I say because it's about to throw me. So when it came to reading Beowulf in class, I saw it and I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. But obviously I wasn't going to actually read it because I don't read. I'll be honest. My reading skills are subpar. But I need a new video, so I was like, why not make a video out of this since I'm already reading the book? I was literally about to finish reading the book and I was like, what can I do with this? And I thought, I read Beowulf, adapted by Julian Glover. Excuse me, this will be a new series, just like I Beat. You feel what I'm saying? Because I ran out of games. Please suggest a game for me to play, because I'm bored. I'm out of them. I have, like, the next game I'm going to play is probably Assassin's Creed 3, like the next I Beat game. But after that is like, I don't really have any games, because I'm trying to beat Kazan, but Kazan is hard. Understand what I'm saying? Kazan is difficult. So although I do want to make a video on it, that video is not coming until the end of the year. at most. Like maybe December, November, September at the earliest, bro, because that game is hard. I cannot beat it on a whim. I'm sorry. It's just, I'm not that guy. But I do have other games available. Not many. It's just like the rest of the Assassin's Creed stuff that I have, which is Origins and Assassin's Creed 3. But after Assassin's Creed 3, I won't have anything. I am getting way off topic, but I'm explaining why this series is coming about. And I will now explain how this series will work. Unlike my I Beat videos, it's not me rating like the game. It's rather me rating the physical book itself. So I'm physically rating this adaptation of the book. The reason being is because I sat here, I've read this book, it wasn't bad. It's set up very nicely. It's illustrated by Sheila Mackey. It's introduced by Magnus Magnusson, and it's adapted by Julian Glover. So it's his version of Beowulf. Essentially, this guy named Julian Glover, right? Which I really like, because the first thing they do is a foreword by Julian Glover. I am an actor who decided a few years ago, because of the irregularity of employment in my honorable but precarious profession, to attempt a one-man show. And essentially, what he did was he made a one-man show that was very good. And then he couldn't top it. So he was like, what can I do to make a better one-man show? And his idea was Beowulf. He did Beowulf, it did very well. It did so well that Sheila Mackey was like, I want to do illustrations to add on to your one-man show. So that's what this book is. This book is essentially not a transcript, not exactly a transcript, but kind of like a writing of the show and his interpretation of like acting it out. It's really good. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. Introduction is by Magnus Magnusson. These people have crazy names, I'm not gonna lie. I like the introduction. It goes on to give like a quick little rundown of everything that's gonna happen, but then you actually have the actual story, which starts with stuff like this. It's an image and then words, and then you read. For 12 long winters, torment sat on the Lord of the Scyldings. Songs were sung, how Grendel warred on Hrothgar, the wrongs he did him, how abominable. He watched and waited for them, walked night long, the misty moorland, and what man's knowledge can map the gliding ground of demon and damned? Like, this is really good. It's good stuff, but it's very complicated stuff. I took the time, what I've been doing recently is reading stuff out loud, because it helps with working on pronunciating things. That's one of my problems. And you know, it's so funny that the word pronunciation is one of those words that people struggle to pronounce. Because I'm not going to keep doing that, bro. That people struggle to pronounce. But I've been reading things out loud as a way to like practice reading out loud for one, but two, practice speaking, because it's good. It does help with speaking skills, because reading something in your head, you just look and then you hear it as you're seeing it, because your brain is processing everything in your mind all in one go. That's why people can read things, right? But then they can't read out loud because it's a different skill happening. Now I'm taking that process that I just told you, that 3-step process of seeing, understanding, and then hearing. All of that is happening in your mind, but then also now you're speaking at the same time as you're doing all those other things. And that is why it gets so hard to read things out loud, because another skill is being added that maybe some people aren't used to using, especially people who are kind of quiet or who don't talk much. They would struggle more with reading out loud, especially because when you read something in your head, everything you see, you automatically hear it how it's supposed to be said. But you may not have the skills necessary to say those words as well as somebody who you've heard say it in the past. So you read it and you go, the stage is practically empty, a trestle table and a couple of benches draped with sheepskin. But then you try to read it out loud and you're like, earthenware. Like, I mean, that's not hard to say. But like, you'll read something like that and then struggle. So that's what I've been reading out loud to like try and fix myself and get better. But I was like, Beowulf is a great thing to start with, because Beowulf is a fun story. Quick rundown: Beowulf is a hero, a man. Is he Geat? Is he a Geat? I think he's a Geat. I'll show him Geatish strength. Yes, the king of the Geats. He's not a king at the time when he first becomes a hero. But the story revolves around a young hero from a foreign kingdom who helps this man named Hrothgar. Because King Hrothgar, created the best tavern known to man. A place where people can celebrate and have fun and do whatever they want. Well, not whatever they want, but you know, great things and have a great time. And it was so great that some evil demon child, because that's literally what Grendel is. That's his name, by the way. An evil demon child comes and says, nah, I don't like that. Actually, I'm going to kill every single one of you every single time you decide to have fun. Yeah, he a hater, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That is the type of hating that has to be studied. Like, the only person I've ever seen hate like that before, besides him is, what's his name? Eddie Brock in Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire version. This man sat in a church and prayed to the Lord up high. He said, thank you, Lord, for bringing me through another day. Please kill Peter Parker. Please kill Peter Parker. Please kill Peter. Nah, he's tweaking. He's tweaking. Can you imagine how mad you have to make somebody for them to pray to God for you to die? Nah. That's an evil nigga. He in the house of God. I'm so, please take his life away. Nah, he's different. That's why I say Tobey Maguire best Spider-Man, but that's besides the point. That's a little, I got off topic. That's Grendel, essentially. Grendel is a monster who thrives off negativity. That's all he can do. He an evil nigga. So it gets so bad that they can't use the hall anymore. And then they hear in the land of the Geats about this crazy stuff going on. This Grendel feud was heard by one of King Hygelac's warriors, brave among the Geats from over the seas. He was for main strength of all men foremost, that trod the earth at the time. Great framed, great heart. He had a seaworthy wave cutter fitted out for him. The warrior King Hrothgar he would seek, he said, over the swans riding. That lord of great name, desperate for men. The prince picked his men from the flower of his folk, the fiercest among them that might be found. 14 sea-skilled Beowulf led them down to the beach's fringe. So he heard about what was going on, and he said, I'm a real nigga. I'm that nigga. I stand 10 toes all the time for my niggas, and you are a homie of my nigga, so we gonna come handle shit, bro. He a real nigga, bro. I'm not gonna lie, he kind of a bitch ass nigga though, cause he sat here and he came to kill a monster, but then his dumbass gonna go, I'm gonna fight the nigga with bare hands. Like, no. Grendel is a monster. I want to put this out here. He's not a human, not a normal nigga, bro. Which I will respect Beowulf for doing this, but this is ego. This is the most ego ever, bro. Because the nigga said Beowulf doesn't use weapons, so Grendel doesn't use weapons, so I'm gonna use my bare hands. Fuck you mean you gonna use your bare hands against a bear? Like, that's basically what Grendel is. Like, Grendel has claws and shit. This nigga is an animal, and he talking about something. He don't use no weapons. I'm gonna use my bare hands.
If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear.
What? Also, bro, the warriors slept, all except one, and this man kept an unblinking watch. He waited, pent heart, swelling with anger against his foe. As a first step, he set his greedy hands on a sleeping soldier, savagely tore him, gnashed at his bone joints, bolted huge gobbets, sucked at his veins, and had soon eaten all of the man to his fingers and feet. Nigga! Beowulf was up! He was wide awake! Nigga sat here, was like this. While he killed that nigga! Ooh, you a bitch! I'm sorry, bro. It's just like, what? What was the thought process? It literally says that he sat there unblinking, waiting. And the nigga ran down, grabbed the nigga, started killing him, eating him up. All this shit. Beowulf sat here and said something. Wow. Wow. Like, nigga, get your bitch ass up. Bro. So he sat there, he waited. Then he lets the nigga come and try to take him. But he's like, I'm not sleeping, bitch. What's up? And then they run the fade. And you know, they go boom, pow, wow. And then he takes Grendel's arm, bro. Rips that shit right off his body. Yo, savage nigga, bro. Savage nigga, bro. And he goes on to hang his arm up. And you know, Grendel got his arm ripped off, so he's dying. He runs away to his mother. This is why I call him a demon child. Because he runs away to his mother, and his mother came back on bullshit, bro. Came back and she was like, I'm finna start killing niggas. Now she was discovered and escaped with her life. She caught a man quickly, the king's good friend Ashir, clutched him to herself, and was away to the fen. Hung above a hoary rock, beneath which the water was turbid with blood, with warm upwellings, and there they found, boiling with crimson, the head of Ashir by the edge of the cliff. Yeah, she caught a body, bro. No hesitation, bro. She said, y'all play with my son, I'm finna play with your life. Oh, shit, bro. Yo, bro. So, essentially now Beowulf has to fight her and just... Quick side note. No, not a quick side note. So, essentially Beowulf has to fight her, bro. I'm going through the storyline. It's a fun book, bro. He fights her, bro. He's not strong enough. The nigga goes down. She's in like a lake. He has to swim for hours. All the way down to the bottom. He comes up. He's like, sup? This nigga said, what's up? Got put the fuck down. I'm not even gonna lie to you, gang. Actually, I lied. He didn't get whooped, bro. He tried to hit her. The shit didn't work. He dashed out good hunting with such strength and violence that the ring-banded sword screamed out loud on her head. But the glittering metal refused to bite or hurt her at all. The edge had failed. Though before in all conflicts it had carved through the helmet of each chosen man. Resolute again, Beowulf flung his sword to the ground, went for Grendel's mother, seized her by the shoulder, and with mounting anger swung the desperate enemy till she fell to the floor. He promptly repaid this present of his. Her boy was to avenge, her only son, toppled his wariness, drew out her knife, and had not the mail shirt overspreading his back, well shielded his life, Ælfléoð's son might have ended his venture beneath vastness of earth. I'm not gonna lie, bro, he almost got whooped. But then he got lucky. There was a giant sword on the wall from the land of the giants, you know, from back when giants ruled the world and all that good shit. That's what it says in the book. He took that bitch, cut her head off, bro. Beheaded that bitch, took her out. Yeah, she died, bro. GG's. After that, he went and finished off Grendel, who was cowered in the corner like a bitch ass nigga, because that's what he is, you know, a fucking demon child. We don't fuck with that. And then Beowulf went on with his life. He became a king, ruled for many centuries. What did he say? Not many centuries. He ruled for half a century. My apologies. And then he fought a dragon and he died. That doesn't really matter. All anybody ever knows about Beowulf is when he fought Grendel. That's all that matters. Because honestly, who cares about him fighting a dragon? That's like years later when he's old and then he dies and then they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Essentially, this is a pretty good book. I like it. I have no qualms. The only thing is, this part right here, for some reason, I'm not too sure who did it. I don't know if the illustrator did it, or if Magnuson did this dumb shit. But I'm sitting here reading, and I go, a silver helmet to strike down through a swirl of water, and a hilted sword which Hrothgar's spokesman unfurled. Yes, the taunter of the swimming match. And it's 2 pages of imagery. Gang. In the middle of a damn sentence, some dumbass nigga thought, let me put 2 pages of pictures. And then after the pictures, you continue on the sentence. I should slap the fuck out you for that. That's the only issue I had, bro. When I saw that shit, I was like, I'm probably gonna end up making a video on this dumbass book. But besides that, and this, let me see if I can find it. Besides that one part of the book, because that's the only time they did it, which would make me even more mad, because they knew, you can tell they knew what they did was wrong, because they didn't do it again. It happened one time in the entirety of the book, bro. But then the other thing is this, like, it'll randomly speak in whatever fucking language this shit is. Like, nigga, what the fuck? Can you read this? Gang. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm just like, bro, if the shit is translated to English, speaking English, my nigga. I don't even think that's like a language that niggas still speak to this day. I think it's like some ancient Anglo-Saxon language that they try to like remake, and it's like, bro, you don't speak that shit. Stop that. You speak English. Like, chill, gang. You like, I know you're trying to be immersive, but no one knows what the fuck you're saying. But besides those 2 points, it's a really good book. I will say, this is a 9 out of 10. Granted, it doesn't take much for me to give a book a 9 out of 10. Me personally, I don't like reading. Not my thing. But I will read anything. And as long as I'm able, as long as it's good enough for me to read it from start to finish, I will probably give it a pretty good rating. But it's Beowulf. Like I told you, I am a mythology nigga, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I was the nigga who was like, bro, we got Zeus, Hades, Ares, Aphrodite. Who else? Bro, Heracles. Heracles is with Zeus in them. Not Hercules. Hercules is Rome. That shit is wrong, but that's besides the point, bro. Like, I know shit like that. Like, bro, I was really tapped in. So when I saw Beowulf, I was like, hell yeah, bro. I was like, this is an interesting thing to read in class. We also read Frankenstein and Hamlet. Hamlet's pretty interesting too, bro. Although I didn't read any of them bitches, bro. But I will say, out of the 3 books that I was forced to read, and that I will read on this channel eventually, this is the best one. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't actually read the other 2. I've only read this one. But, so far, so good. I give this book a 9 out of 10. I would suggest it to others. Well, I wouldn't suggest it to others. I'd probably just suggest you read Beowulf, if you feel like it. Actually, no, I would probably suggest this one, because it's really short. It's really short. It has pictures in it. Excuse me. It has pictures like this. And then it has little pictures across the top as you're reading. I really like that, I'm not gonna lie. It keeps things interesting. Look at the back. Look at the front. Does this not look like something that's interesting to read? Like, I would see this in a bookstore and go, oh, let me read the back. And then you read the back and it's not bad. It's like, oh, I can see myself reading this. So I would suggest it. I give it a 9 out of 10. Somebody else would probably give it a way lower score if they don't care about mythology. If you don't care about mythology, don't read it. If you don't care about God, don't read it. And mind you, not if you don't care about God. If you're an atheist, it's whatever. But if you're like a God hater, don't read it. Really surprising, because normally mythology is like away from God. Normally it's like Zeus and them niggas, you feel what I'm saying? But this is very God heavy. Like, they believe that there's only one true God, and it's the God of the Christians, and there's nobody else in heaven, which is so surprising because he's fighting demons. He's fighting like literal monsters out of like fantasy. But like there's a dragon. But that's besides the point. That actually threw me off. But it mentions God a lot, like a lot. I don't mind it. I'm a firm believer of God, so I don't care if God is in things. But if you are against that, then I would tell you, you probably wouldn't like the book. But this has been I Read Beowulf. Was it a good video? I don't know. Could it be better? Probably. I will try to do better in the future. This was a test run. First time I ever ran this, but I will do more of it because this will not be the last time that I am without a video. I can't lie to you. But it's okay because I can do more now. I just got a new microphone. I hate to do this, but like, I know this video is supposed to be the video that it's supposed to be. Going forward, every time I do one of these videos, it will be just me talking about the book and things related to the book. I got off topic a couple times because I like to explain why I'm doing things, right? The first time I made an I Beat video, I was like, here's why I made this video. And then I did the things that come with the video. I got this. This is a microphone for my phone. And it works. I tested it. It's pretty nice. So I will be doing more videos not in the space that I'm in going forward. And I started streaming. Like, I actually started streaming. So when you see the link in the description, click on it. I'm there. Not all the time. The only thing I can guarantee you is I am there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Right? I'm trying to get there more. I'm currently playing Assassin's Creed, but I don't think I'm going to be playing that on stream anymore. I'm going to be moving on to Fallout 3. And then after I beat Fallout 3, I'm going to be moving on to Fallout New Vegas. But those are the 2 games that I will be playing on stream for the next however long it takes me to beat those 2 games. Previously, I have beaten Fallout in a single day. I have done that before. It is possible. Will I be beating Fallout in a single day? Probably not. I can't stream for that long. Maybe I can. I haven't streamed me playing Fallout. I really like Fallout. I could beat that in a single day. I don't know if I will, but those will be the next 2 games I'll be playing for a while. They will end up on this channel as well, because after I beat them, I will take like the highlights from them and put them up on the channel. That will be another video. There's just so much going on, and you guys are here for it. Thank you to the 2 new people who subscribed to me. Shout outs to y'all. Welcome. This is there I go again. But this is my attempt at YouTube channel. My second, if I'm being honest. Technically 3rd, because I've had 2 channels. And I deleted them both. No, I deleted one, and then I revamped this one. So technically it's my 3rd attempt. And you know what they always say? 3rd time's the charm. Like, comment, subscribe. Keep all links in the description. Hit the notification. Share my videos. Peace.